Well, let's get into some girl chat, shall we? First up, Rolling Stone recently reported that dozens of artists like Alicia Keys, Lady Gaga, and Kehlani have decided to push back the release of their album due to COVID-19, the COVID-19 pandemic. And even though music can still be released digitally, artists and labels are worried that with so much content streaming right now, new music could actually end up getting lost in the shuffle. Usually to help their, new music stand out, artists shoot videos months in advance. They book TV appearances and schedule tour dates. And without these components, artists risk releasing music to an uninterested, unaware, or simply overwhelmed public. So, ladies, do you think these artists are making a mistake by not dropping their music now, considering so many people are stuck at home?
Yeah, I'm with you, Tam. I completely disagree with this. I think people right now are just waiting for something new. They're waiting for something exciting, something to get excited about. And there's proof in that from multiple things. I mean, people are coming up with dance routines for the songs on TikTok. They now have time to learn that choreography. Obviously, we've seen
yeah,
that.
What are we overwhelmed with?
Yeah, we just seen that with there's like been major albums. The Weeknd dropped an album that was like out of this world. You had right now, yeah, Drake with the left foot right foot left. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
that thing right there. The Savage song. I actually believe that Meg Thee Stallion's Savage stuff took off because of the TikTok videos and the dances that people have time to do at home. So I disagree. Put that.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends on who the person is.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
true.
like some people like me. My book was supposed to come out May the 5th, and the publisher came back and said, "Look, player, we're gonna have to push it to June because we had TV appearances set up, we had book tours, we had all kind of planning, and and plus I felt bad." Because we have pre-orders and you can pre-order it. But
I was about to say, make sure you tell them about the pre-sale. Get the pre-sale in. Everybody pre-sale, pre-order, Lonnie book.
Thank you, Amanda. But I felt bad with, at the time when COVID first started, people are trying to ship important stuff. So I said, you know what? It does make sense because this is a physical book, which I will be sending all you ladies one. But I said, you know what? Let's chill out. Let's ship the important stuff, and we can wait on my book for another couple of months.
Yeah.
This has been such a crazy, hectic time for a lot of people. And if you created something that kind of like doesn't have a connection to this, it can somehow feel like you're being insensitive to what's going on right now. That if you're putting it out right now, you're being like disconnected from what's going on. Because if you made something in January where you're like, life is beautiful, life is grand, I am perfect, and then now if you put it out, it's like, well,
we can't relate.
And then I think there's also the thing of like, people are trying to be encouraged to spend their money on essentials right now. And so if you created something that isn't maybe necessarily like, okay, I'll use myself an example. I had something that I was creating in my head, but then once this happened, it felt like you would be so insensitive to put this out right now because it doesn't have a connection to what's going on. And if you want people to pay for it, it feels like you're like exploiting that they're at home. So, I think that can be somewhat of the issue.
And that's why, Amanda, I was always encouraging to work with brands that want to give back at this time. People like Bumble, I work with them. They were giving back up to $500,000 to small businesses. All you had to do was apply for it, and they were giving $5,000 to different small businesses. It's like I want to work with brands right now that want to give back. You know what I mean? And I think that's more important right now than me trying to sell my book. But I am a little bad at Riri. Because, Riri, by the time we get out this quarantine,
drop.
Yeah.
But also, I think all of us on this panel want to work with brands. End of sentence.
Of course. Can I just say something too, just to give a different perspective? To answer your question, Jeannie, what are people overwhelmed with? Some people are handling this pandemic so differently. Some people are like literally losing their minds. Or, you know, you have parents at home who we just don't, we don't get a break. And I do agree with you, Adrienne, in the sense that, wait a minute, you guys, some of these artists have like millions of viewers, millions of followers. And I feel like it could be, in a way, a nice escape for people to just dance, you know, and listen to some music. So if we think about it that way, I feel like they could do really well. But like you were saying, Amanda, you have to make sure that motive is right. You don't want to feel like being taken advantage of.
That's what I was going to say. I think if you are still going to promote something or put it out, maybe consider doing a percentage to COVID-19 relief.
Amazing.
We did my XIXI jewelry. Literally, we partnered up with Feeding America, and like 20% of that, we gave people 20% off, and then an additional 20% went to making sure that seniors were getting food in this time. So I think that's also an option. Or like if you're putting out an album, oh my God, guys, the Meg Thee Stallion Beyonce remix to Savage, 100% of all those proceeds are going to help Houston, Texas with COVID-19 relief. So there is a way to do it. If you really have a project.
Because the other part of it is too, some artists can afford to give all the proceeds and not all artists can. Like I know for me, we're going to do Smart, Funny, and Black. I can't afford to give all of the proceeds of Smart, Funny, and Black because I got to pay the people who actually are putting this work together. But we absolutely are going to have it where our Blackspurts choose a charity that they're playing for, and whichever Blackspurt wins, we're going to give a portion of the proceeds to that charity. So it's also just being conscious of ways in which you can integrate that.
And also noticing that news changes so quickly. News changes so quickly every day. I sat and spoke about COVID-19 and put that up as Hello Honey episode for this week. But things have so drastically changed, and the news within one day was updated that I looked very behind. And so I was like, I got to pull that. We're not going to do that for right now. And so I think right now, the responsibility is to just think about other people beyond yourself. Yes, of course, but to just remember that there's other people really dealing with they're grieving with this. So just to remember and be sensitive about that.